Hello and welcome back. So let's design the home page, shall we? So the home page is the actual point of sale page. So let's do some designing here. Now what we want to do is, first of all, let me put a header here at the very top. So what I'll do is, this is the home page, so home view is what I want. So right here I want a div. This one will contain my app name, so I'll move this into there, but let's change this to maybe h2. Let's add a few classes here. First of all, let's see, container fluid. Let's put justify content. I don't know if this will work at all. Actually, I don't need that. I can just use the center tag. Okay, so we have our app name here, and I want this to have a shadow like this. So let me see what's going on here, and let's refresh. Okay, so my point of sale, I kind of like that, but let's add a little bit of padding, so P2 should do just fine. And let's refresh, and there we go. So my point of sale. And down here now we need two columns. So we need one column here that will show our products, and we need the other one this side that will show the calculation. So if you remember very well, we do have an image here, which is this one, and this is what we are intending to see. Okay, so let's design this section here. Oh, actually we have something looking good here. Food items, cart. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's come back here. Maybe we may change this to look like the other one. Okay, no problem. So let's add these two columns to start with. So what I'll do is I will let's see here. If I go to the home page, yes, this one will leave. So let's put a div that will encompass both of these and duplicate like that. So container fluid on this one, and what I want on this one is a few styles. So let's just add some styles here, like minimum height. Actually, let's add a very fixed height. Now, the reason I want to add a fixed height here, let's say 400 pixels. So on this side, let's refresh. Let me add a class here so we can see it. Let's say BG primary. That's the background color, to a primary color which is blue for so there we go. So this is what it is. Now this one, I want it only on one side of things. So here I'm just going to say display flex, like so. So D flex, that way it puts these two on opposite sides. I want, why are they showing? Maybe because they have no content. Let's add some dummy content. Let's see. Okay, so just like I thought. Now, in order to make these appear without adding content, let me just put a class of column just to tell it that it should be a column. So let's use core there and core there as well. So take the maximum space here and the maximum space on the other side. Now maybe I don't need container fluid here because it's adding a little padding down here which I don't like, so I'll refresh and that padding is gone. All right, so minimum height hasn't done us very good justice, so let's put it at 600 pixels, something like so. Okay, that's much better. So the reason why I want this section to have a fixed height and not scroll to infinity is because once we want to make this responsive. So if we can reduce the screen size, this section will come on the top of the other section. So if it scrolls down to infinity, then it will be difficult to see what we're actually doing. So better we have this, and we are able to scroll within this section right here if need be. So that's the reason there. And this other part should be BG light. Okay, so it's slightly gray background color there, as you can see there. Okay, cool. But this side, I wanted to have an overflow Y of scroll. So we'll say overflow Y, and we'll put scroll. That way, if there's too many items in this blue one, it will have a scroll bar down here. All right. Now this section should be bigger than this section, but let's leave it like this for now. Now this one, I want some padding, obviously on both sides, I guess. P4 should do fine. And then let's add some content here. So in here, I want a table. So let's do this, and let's put a table row. In here, let's put some table headers. So this one will be quantity, and let's move over a few of these. Description. So we have quantity, description, and amount. Actually, let's put the @ symbol here, and let's put amount on this one. Great, but the table won't appear so nice. It's right there, but it doesn't look so good. So let's add some classes that will make it look great. So table, we have also table striped. We also have table hover. Great, that should do it. So if I refresh, that looks much better. So my point of sale, quantity, description, @ so let's see what really this one has. So it doesn't have what we are doing here, let's say. So there's a description, there's also an image. I don't know if showing an image here is necessary, but maybe it is. So we have an image, we have the description, which also has the quantity down here, and then the amount. So maybe we should make it look like this. So back to home view, let's see what we can get rid of. So we can get rid of, let's put image here. Then let's put description, which will have the quantity as well. And then let's put, but we need the @ amount, right? So let's see what's going on. So that's 2 goes to 7. We should also know what the @ is all about. So description, quantity goes in here. What can we do? Okay, let's remove the @ amount as well. We just put our total there. I think that's much better. Okay, so the amount, the actual @ amount will be in the description, and the total is what we will show here. So let's say if one item costs $1, if we have 2 items here in the quantity, we'll show $1 here, but we'll show $2 on this other one before the grand total. All right, that way we get to keep this look, which is rather nice. Now this one is cart, okay, and it shows the number of items, and then there's items here. So we won't put food items per se, we just say items. So let's add those things in there as well. So what I'll do is the same way I had done with this, I'm just going to copy that, and inside here, just before the table, I will add a div and put that content there like that. So let's see if that worked fine. So instead of my point of sale, let's put H3 here instead. Oh, this is P4, right? We can change the padding top by doing PT and putting 2 instead. So the rest of it will be 4, but the top will be 2. Yeah, so that's much better. Instead of my point of sale here, we put cart, and let's put a badge. So cart, and then I'm just going to put a I don't know, a div, and this one will have a number like 3, but I want to put a class of badge, and let's see, let's do that. Okay, the badge is there, we just can't see it. Let's do BG primary to change the background color of that badge, and there we go. So this will show us the number of items here, the same way this one is showing items there. And let's add a border radius so it's round instead of this. So after BG primary here, let's add a rounded circle like that, just to push that to a circle, and there we go. So it's looking closer and closer to this one. Then here we have items, and we have the search thingy here. So because we need to be able to search for items as well. So let's get back here. So let me see here. If I go back to components on the Bootstrap websites, on the website here, I want a search bar. Doesn't look like there's a dedicated thingy for search bars here, but let's look at okay, we're on form control. Let me try and find something here. Meanwhile, I can go to Font Awesome website and try to find the correct icon for me. Now I can copy this content here from, let's say, in the form view here, input group. Let's see what we got there. Though I already have this on my, like this one right here. I can use this for my search thingy. So I will copy that. Right. So I'll copy this and wait a second. Is there none of these that already have a search thingy? So I don't have to find an actual icon. Well, Font Awesome isn't loading, so let's refresh. Okay. It's loading but using JavaScript. This is why I dislike JavaScript when you have bad internet. Anyway, so I've copied that thingy here. Where did I copy? Let's go back and confirm. So right at the top here, so I'm copying this one here. Okay, so copy. Let's come to the home view, and on this one, this is the blue div, so I'll do that, and let me paste this there. Now this item should be just like in this div. So this is just a div with a center like this and H3. Okay, so what I will do is, let me copy all of this part and put it here. And then I'll say items, like so, put a space. And then down here, let me do some closing. First of all, we close the H3. Okay, this is gonna be weird. And then let's close the center and close the div. So punch these in let's see what that gives us, shall we? Font awesome. Okay, great. So let's look for a search thingy here. While it's searching, let's refresh our page. So this is how things look like. Let me remove the background. Where is this? This one, BG primary. Instead, let's put shadow small instead, so that we can still see it. Or we could have just put a border. So that looks fine to me. Now this is the search item search, but I want it to float to the other side. Now the reason I guess it isn't floating, no, I actually have no idea why this isn't floating. I think it's the justification of content here. That's weird. Move this in. If I move that here and center. Okay, so everything here is centered anyway. I think this is fine still. I wanted this on the other side, but when the screen is smaller, it's going to reduce the space here that the user has to type in an item. So maybe we'll leave it like this. But I just want this thing on the other side. So I will move the art to be after the input like this. And this should send it to the other side. Okay, great. Let's change this from username to say search. Okay. Where else do we change? And I'm sure by now I have an icon here. So there we go. It's called search. Wow, very convenient, isn't it? So right on items, this one here, instead of having this @ symbol, I'm going to put an I tag instead and put a class of FA search. So let's see how that looks. Very good. Okay, great. And this one should be autofocus. So let's try that. Where are we? There we go. So autofocus. Back here, refresh, and there we go. Great, we are doing fine. Let's see the comparison. Okay, so the search is on one line here. Maybe we should put it on one line. Yeah, let's try that by just putting a class of row here, and maybe that will force everything to be on one line. Apparently not. Okay, this is the input group, so maybe if I put items in here, that might have better luck. So I'll put it down here instead, and let's see that. Okay, great, we're doing fine. Only that we need more space. So where does the width come in here anyway? Let me put a space. Let's put the non-breakable space here, another space, just to pretend that there's content between these two so they can respect each other's boundaries. It doesn't look like they are. So instead, what we would do is I'll get the class here and just say margin start, because the left side is the start, the right side is the end. So I'll put 4 like this, just so it can leave quite a margin on this side. Okay, there we go. Okay, good. So items, great. Do I need the center anymore? Let's remove it and see what happens if we need it at all. We didn't need it, so we can remove it. Do we need this div at all? Let's remove that div. Let's see if it is needed. No, it was not. Okay, cool. So we are doing great. Now we need to add some content here, like items, the same way we have those items here. That way we have something better to look at. And the checkout button, good. All right, so I will see you in the next video.